Believe it or not, I did.
All right.
My character.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hello, stream.
Yes, exactly. That's what I meant.
Today I have a little sad announcement.
How dare you? How dare you take Yellow's thunder?
Yes.
Seriously.
You need to be announced by the head of announcements, you know, to make your announcement.
Actually,
Sorry.
just realized I might have made a mistake. But anyway, hi.
Go.
Hello. Hi.
The mistake is going on for 32 episodes already.
Yeah, point taken. Point very much taken. I've been thinking the same thing. All right, but anyway, hi everybody. We're back. You're gonna see Fantasy Grounds disappear for like 30 seconds. But other than that, don't worry about it, because we're back with Demons of Aeminad. The Valkyrie, stop rolling, you piece of shit. I can't clear here because actually, yeah, it's showing the right chat. All right, perfect. Cool. So, because I'm setting stuff up yet, and I have people for this kind of shit, I'm going to throw it to our Master of Announcements, Yella. So,
okay. I have two small announcements. I'm going to keep it short because I know that our introductions tend to drag on for like more than 5 minutes. So without further ado, let's go to the first announcement. My lips are kind of dry and chafing, and I've put on Labello, and it's a really weird feeling.
What an announcement.
And he wonders why our announcements take 5 minutes.
Oh, look, we lost a viewer. I wonder why.
Ow. Second, more impactful announcement for me at least. I bought my wedding costume this weekend.
Did Sam help you?
Some didn't help.
And he forgave you for it?
I don't know. I'll see on Friday.
He hasn't come to murder you in your sleep yet?
Not yet. But he also hasn't said that he's like really comfortable with the choices that we made. So I don't know. I'll see it on Friday. Anyway, Jonas also had an announcement. Or was it a joke, Jonas?
It was
I bloody hope so, you piece of shit.
So let's get back to Lars then for our recap, I guess, of where we are.
A very small announcement, which is not really an announcement, but it's the 22nd of February 2022, which is a one-of-a-kind date, because the date is a palindrome, which means that even if you turn it around, it is the exact same.
Isn't every date one of a kind, since we won't get it back ever again?
Yeah, but it's only like the second one that could have ever happened almost, because it has to be 4 years. No, because there's also in 200 years we're gonna have it again, possibly. No, wait, no, we don't. No, we do not. No, see, it's gonna take a very long time before we're gonna have this again.
We'll see you next time on Long Introduction about palindrome babies.
Everybody's still tuning into the stream.
Explaining things.
Ryu explaining palindromes. I can cut that out.
Yes, you do.
I can. I don't know if I will yet. But anyway, that's all of our announcements, right?
Today we're gonna play
3 February 2030.
Yes.
The next one.
Okay, sure. Let's go with that. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I don't remember.
Nah.
So, I guess we will start with the introduction again. How about that?
Yes.
So, if I am not mistaken, last time, you people decided to kill the Master of Ink. Which is pretty much the entire introduction for the last session. After having fought your way through several problems in Alvarest and kind of clearing out the mines, you figured out, hey, apparently these mines are responsible for the materials that Master of Ink uses to create his magical ink. With it, you also found out where a tattoo shop was. The tattoo shop gave you the information about where his lair was, and you followed those instructions to the lake. And then at the lake, you met up with this character who came out of the water, Sequita keeping a really close eye on this character. and kind of stalking him because Sequita has bullshit stealth. I can see you smiling, Liam. Goddammit. But the rest of the party wasn't so lucky because you're all like half of you were in fucking medium armor and heavy armor. So the Master of Ink did see you people, but did not notice how Sequita released an arrow into the back of his head. And a large combat ensued, which almost got Jed a full tattoo. Got Sequita, I think, like halfway through a tattoo. And pretty much became very interesting as he almost escaped, because legendary actions are bullshit. And I think we left off with Sequita launching the final shot and killing him. So, as you're all still standing there, probably still slightly, the adrenaline coursing through your veins from this battle with the Master of Ink, what are you people doing?
I'm picking myself up because I was laying face down onto the floor because I did a jump.
What happened to all those imps that were flying about?
Well, Valkyrie actually cleared them out.
Yeah, I think we killed them all before we ended up going for the big one.
While you were hiding in your rope trick, Valkyrie did some work.
Also, apparently, I have to give Valkyrie a bullshit point.
Hey.
Why?
Because I gave you one.
Oh, yay.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
With 10k points by Maple 213.
Hey.
AKA Yala.
Big dick club.
Subscribe and you'll be able to get even more points. Yeah,
it's fine.
I have a bullshit point.
Yeah, don't go spending it too quickly.
Yes.
I have a
Spend it all in one place.
Spend it on a watch.
Valkyrie, make a perception check. Come on.
Can I
so
loot
what do we do?
Master of Ink?
Loot the damn Master of Ink.
I think it was only like a puddle of ink, no?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You just
Maybe
transformed.
there's something inside the puddle of ink.
I mean, you can go
yeah,
put your
more
hands
ink.
in it. I'm not shoving my hands in there. Not happening.
There's more ink in the puddle of ink.
I want to scoop up.
Yeah, can I use the ink and put it in a bottle?
So crack a bottle, let your bottle. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Are we gonna write a letter?
I'm gonna
to Lord
label
Sanguine?
this as a vial of blood of the Master of Ink.
Sure.
So, and why do you want to send a letter to Sanguine?
Just like, we killed the Master of Ink. This is his ink.
No.
We have written it in his blood.
Looks like normal ink, actually.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, can you not just use sending, or do you need to like have seen him before?
He needs to have a third level spell slot for it, I think.
Yes, that, and it doesn't have the same cachette,
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess how many spell slots do you have left of the third level kind, Mr. Jed?
The full 0.
Unfortunate set of events.
I can make you invisible.
Do you use your short rest to get back a third level slot already?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I did today.
Just asking. I figured I'd ask.
So, do we want to find out where we know where the guy resurfaced, right?
The Master of Ink?
Yes,
Yeah.
Sequita knows where he resurfaced.
Yeah,
Let's
pretty
say
much.
he takes the quickest route up, takes down. So let's just, try to swim there.
I am not swimming down in heavy armor.
Me also.
I can hold my.
Yeah, you
breath
can
for a
hold your
while.
horse. Yeah.
I mean,
You can hold your horses?
Yeah.
if you want to go investigate, be my guest, but I'm not going down there. I can't even hold my breath that long. I have very low movement speed. It's just not happening.
Your movement speed gets cut in half because you're swimming.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I actually kind of want to do that.
You want to try to go into the lake?
Yes.
Have a look around.
Okay, we need to like calculate this, right? How deep would it like at least be? Like at least like very deep.
Because I do realize that you do have, you know, like 18 or 20 intelligence. I don't remember.
Yes.
You would realize that going deep, you would need some sort of source of light.
I have light.
Just mentioning it before you go
Yes.
down there in the dark. Okay, sure. So you're just going into the water, swimming, maybe in your undergarments.
Yes. Does anyone have anything that can help me with either movement speed or swimming speed?
I think I can. Hold on, but do I have the spell slots for it? Is the real question.
Do you have the enhanced ability, Ryu?
Yes, and I have one more spell slot, so I can in fact use it. Okay, right. I'm assuming it would be athletics that he would have to do, right, to swim faster?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. Okay, so I'm gonna cast Enhanced Ability on him for 1 hour. I touch him on the shoulder. Don't drown. As I give him the one that gives him proficiency on strength checks. Not proficiency, advantage. On strength checks, and he also doubles his carrying capacity in case that matters.
Okay.
You know, now you can carry stuff better.
I was going to say bear's insurance, but that's Constitution, right?
I think that's
only
the
checks, so not saving throws.
No, I know, but I'm like thinking what the name is, because there's like 6 names.
That's Grace.
Yeah.
No, that's Dex.
I mean, I'm just gonna look it up. Enhance.
Full strength.
I think bear's endurance is like Constitution.
Is the con?
Yeah.
Bull
strength.
Bull strength. Right. Yes. All right. Cool.
Okay. In case I need to loot a lot there, can I take the bag of holding?
No.
No.
Fine.
My bag of holding.
Well, your carrying capacity is doubled now anyway, right? So I'm sure it counts for something.
Swim with my hands full.
No, you probably have like a backpack or something, right?
Yeah, I have a backpack. Fine.
Exactly. Just hope it fits in the backpack, I guess.
Okay, I can swim for a minute plus my con modifier.
No, you can hold your breath for a number of minutes equal to your Constitution modifier. If your Constitution modifier is 0 or less, that means 30 seconds.
Okay. I'm
just saying I am completely out of
going back up.
Yeah, I'm completely out of spell slots. I can't help you anymore after this. I'm just saying, even out of sorcery points, so
around 2 minutes when I resurface in case I haven't found something.
Okay, so you can hold your breath for 2 minutes. Is
Yes.
what you're saying. Okay. Question 1 that I would like to ask: are you like starting to dive from like the edge of the lake, or are you going in first a little bit and then like diving down, or what are you doing?
I'm gonna cast light on some pebbles and throw them to see if there's like a cliff or a gradual decline, and then I'm just going down the cliff.
It's more of a gradual decline.
Okay, then I'm going somewhere not at start of the shore since I don't have that much breath, but I'm going a little deeper.
Okay.
Before I dive down.
Okay. Okay. So you would notice, like, once you go a little bit further out, there is a moment, but it's like 80 feet out, at which point it would actually like start going a little deep. It's kind of like this, like, you know, the further you go, the faster it descends.
Yes.
But it's not like you never really run into a cliff or anything.
Okay.
Make a perception check for me. Seeing as you are looking down at pebbles in the ground, on the ground.
Disadvantage because of lightning?
No, because I'm assuming you're using pebbles to kind of have a little bit of vision, so this is like more of a general overview of what you can see.
Oh,
with
damn.
You. Okay, nice.
Okay.
You would notice that the pebbles just, you know, keep descending down.
Yes.
However, at a really deep point, it feels like at a certain point in time they're snuffed out.
Huh.
Like, especially with your knowledge of like, you know, magical light and
Yeah.
you know, being a wizard and stuff, and having cast the spell a decent amount of times, you would notice that like it disappears too quickly.
Okay. And would that be within my swimming distance?
Let me put it like this. No.
Yeah.
No, it's
Could
it's
I
with
bullshit my way with some breathing from the bag of holding, since that holds air?
Can you, aka, can you bullshit your way down to the bottom?
Yes.
Let me think about this for a second.
So it should hold enough air for 10 minutes.
Yeah, you need 5 minutes. So, in theory,
Okay. I'm gonna sell it really good.
Boy.
Ah, shit. I so badly want to use suggestion, but I won't.
Oh, God.
Valkyrie.
You're a horrible human being.
Yes.
I know I'm a horrible human being.
What?
I found the entrance to the place where the Master of Ink was residing.
Yes.
I can get down there. I
Mhm.
only need your bag of holding to like use up some air while I go down. I can't do it on my own. You're my only help, my only savior.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
I'll write Kevin for you
Okay.
tomorrow morning.
I'm gonna give you
Bag of holding.
my bag of holding
Okay.
under one
Condition.
condition. Yes. Next stealth mission, I go.
Okay.
God damn it. I love how that's his prerequisite.
You are getting a bullshit point for that one. Oh, I love that. Nice.
Okay.
Yes, bullshit. Gonna collect them all. Okay, I give you
So,
a bag of holding.
okay.
But
Wish me
if
luck,
everything
people.
he went, gonna murder
That's
you.
fine.
So you're using the bag of holding and descending down.
Yes, and I hope that there's some breathable air down there.
Okay. You descend,
Into
and
madness.
that as well. Now that's for in a second. You descend down, and the deeper and deeper you go, the more you start to kind of look at the bottom where the stone disappeared, and you notice this like thick, dark cloud almost hanging like kind of near the bottom of this lake.
Huh. Ink.
Yeah, you're pretty sure it's ink, indeed. Do you want to go through it or not?
Yes.
Okay. You drop down, go into the ink, make a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Oh shit, I'm already at 7.
You're at 8.
I'm at 9. No, I use my to get a 16 on the saving throw.
16?
Yeah, my ability Arcane Reflection.
Okay. You're fine for now.
Okay.
As you're dropping down. You're swimming this, right?
Yes.
Okay, make an athletics check for me.
I get advantage because of Ryu?
Yes.
Yep.
You get advantage.
I'll need it.
Thank fuck, man.
Noise.
16, high enough that you don't need a second charisma saving throw. You kind of drop out at the bottom, at which point you don't actually see this happening because there's this giant, thick cloud of magical darkness, but you kind of like swim towards the bottom, at which point you feel like you see this tiny speckle of light. You swim towards it, and at a certain point in time, you just and kind of slam into the ground. Not far enough where you take damage. Don't worry about it. But you do fall into an open area of air.
Nice. Okay.
You're
So
now
there's-
standing in a small corridor, kind of made of the stonework, like of the bottom of the lake, but like kind of a little more crystallized. It seems. It seems to be some sort of a stone tunnel that you can kind of walk through if you want.
Okay. Nice. I cast invisibility.
Okay. You are invisible now.
And I go and walk towards, the end of the door, keeping my eyes and ears open.
Okay. Make a perception check.
I don't think anyone will come, or will be there, but... Oh,
You see the Master of Ink on it. Oh no, wait.
Was balancing on a 2 enemy.
yeah, on 20.
You don't necessarily hear or see anything, but you do keep walking. And you relatively quickly come into kind of this open room. You see several, you've already seen this, like just several like bags of materials. You see kind of a couple of vials which seem to contain this like blackish liquid that you recognize as ink. This seems to be sort of a laboratory where the Master of Ink did a lot of his work, and then kind of like at the back you see like this wooden door that's like half hanging off its hinges, with like a small bedroom next to it. The bed, for some weird reason, seems to be completely black, covered in ink probably. And you kind of get this sense that this is where the Master of Ink spent most of his time, spent most of his work making both the ink and the demonic entities that came from it as well.
The ink demons. Okay. Are there any recipes, chests, closets, trapdoors?
Make an investigation check.
Yay.
Investigation.
Investigation.
I'm gonna spend
See
2
what you did,
digits
Chris?
on that.
Okay.
You go, oh!
Nice. 17.
That makes it a little better.
It makes it better.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write them off.
Oh, okay.
I can't change my number, apparently. It's another 6.
Really?
Okay, 17.
Oh, okay.
Tell me.
So with the 17, first of all, one of the things that you realize is that kind of it's pretty like decently hidden by the ink next to the bed, but you do see a small chest which seems to contain valuables.
Okay.
Specifically, if you give it a small look, you find 3,633 gold pieces.
Like how much?
And there also seems to be kind of this like staff next to it.
Interesting. I put the whole chest into the bag of holding.
Sure.
The whole chest.
The whole chest. Like,
The whole thing.
and
There's a bed in here.
as far as the stuff, would I be able to cast prestidigitation through the staff to see if it does anything outstanding magical, even though it doesn't have an attack roll or a DC attached to it?
You like kind of trying to cast through it, you get the sense that it is magical, but not in that way.
Okay. I take the staff with me as well.
Cool.
Shove it in the bag of holding.
Okay.
And then are there any recipes of magical tattoos he was working on?
Subtle. Very, very subtle. But yes.
But you know, he's the master of ink. There are.
Yeah. You would find a couple of basic recipes, but I don't think you can read them because what languages do you know?
Not infernal.
Exactly. So you can't read.
Not infernal.
But you do get like a sense that like they're kind of like scattered on like one of the workbenches,
Yes.
and they do
Well, you know, I
seem
can read
to, they do seem to be relatively, how do I say this? They seem to have like these magical sigils and stuff of them written all over it, which, you know, with your intelligence, you would be able to make out that it's at least trying to make something.
Yes. Okay. Is there like, you know, in the real world, you need like an ink machine to make tattoos? Is there also a machine there that I can pillage?
Yeah,
Or
there would be a couple of them actually, just like basic implements, like tattooing tools.
Yes, then I take some of them as well, and then we have the ink. We have some recipes. We have
You can't read.
the increments if we need them. Nice instruments. Instruments.
I was made president to lead, not to read.
Okay. So I have the money, I have stuff, I have some.
You forgot something. Something
Speed.
for Valkyrie.
I forgot something for Valkyrie. No. Is this already a stealth mission? Nah.
That's what I was gonna say.
I mean, there's no one there,
Salvation
so.
And a magic item.
Just give him a pedal that has light on it. It's technically
Yes.
magical.
It's technically a magical item. That's true. That is true.
Do I want to leave any? Yes. I want to
Give a
leave.
yes.
Yes, I want to
Give a
leave
like.
a ladder.
A letter, okay.
Yes.
What does the letter say? Is it
A,
the letter
you know,
A or the letter B?
the ink in the ink of the Master of Ink. Hello, player.
No.
Has anyone
I
realized
think a
that
letter with
that's...
his own blood.
Has anyone realized how macabre that is, but it really isn't because he's the master of ink and he's like made of ink?
Yeah, well, now he can serve his true purpose, being a letter.
The master of letters.
Oh no, my greatest enemy, the master of illiteracy.
Oh no, it's words.
What ho?
My only weakness.
Nice.
Right.
But then the
I'm
brother,
just gonna write on
calligraphy.
it. You're next.
Okay. Just you're next.
Yes.
How do you spell that?
Oh,
With an apostrophe.
oh, okay. Very important.
Yeah, you gotta know how to use your, and your.
Yes.
I'll give you a bullshit one because you got it right.
And I'm gonna, you know, take a dagger and like put it on the table with dagger through it.
Okay, cool. That's good. That's good.
And then I think I've made my message clear.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna like head on up.
Okay.
Take the staff, the money, and all the ink business.
So back through the cloud.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there no, there won't be. Is there any swimming or breathing apparatus?
There is not.
Okay, back through the cloud it is.
Okay. Make a charisma saving throw.
Yes. I would like to use my tactical defense, my Arcane Reflection to make it 16.
How many times can you use that out of sheer
Once a
curiosity?
turn.
Really?
I
It's
just
just once every turn?
Yeah. But
Okay.
I only can cast cantrips next turn, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
fine.
Make an athletics check for me. To be fair,
With
DC for...
advantage.
yeah, with advantage in the DC will be lower because you're going up this time.
Back to the top.
It's best that the DC was a little lower. Okay, so it's easy enough for you to kind of get out of the cloud relatively easily, kind of partially using the water itself to rise to the surface. And you have escaped the lair without any trouble.
Nice.
Infiltration.
I
Infiltration.
come out of the water, prestidigitation, since
Mhm.
I might.
Okay.
And then
Infiltration.
we did it! I found money! I found
money?
the stuff. Yes.
How much did you find?
3.6k.
Yeah.
We're rich.
3,600 and what did I say?
30.
33. Yeah, 3,633.
Someone
And
divide
how
that
much
by
is
the
Or
Like-
each? If we
Which will be
combine
used to buy back our souls from the coin maker, no?
I
Nah.
don't know. If you want to divide it by
Fine.
5, it's
Nah.
726? Yeah. 700, 726.6. 726.6.
0.6 is 6 copper then.
Well,
Uh,
I'll
silver.
write that down for now. and
Silver. Oh, sorry. My
726.
Dot 6.
So I have 730 gold pieces now.
so 700.
It's in the chat.
I was
thank
broke.
you. Oh, thank you.
I
So
wrote
I
that
have
down.
700.
The advantage of having 5
70.
players, everything is so easy to divide.
770 gold.
I have now. That gives me 1001.
Ooh, nice.
1001!
You want to give me
Yes.
1 gold by
And
any
52
chance?
silver.
Ink machine, some ink, and some recipes in language I cannot read.
So
Who's
what does
gonna
the
be
staff
my-
do? You said you had a staff, no?
Yeah, I don't know. Something magical.
Right, I've got 52 silvers. That's technically 5 gold.
I'll need a good night of rest with it. To study it.
I mean, I can read that.
You can read the recipes. Take these recipes.
How do you know if it's recipes?
Oh, I'll
Well,
find out.
Magical sigils.
Dear
They all look the
diary,
same.
today I met a wonderful young woman.
That's his
oh
title.
I want to
god.
ask her out.
Oh god.
Right, well, do we head back? Because
Probably.
it's getting cold.
Yes.
Probably should.
Oh, can I get my bag of holding back?
Yes, you can get your bag. Thank you. I didn't fill it with anything since I didn't know if you wanted filled with black ink or something.
And did you take something out of it?
Nope. Air. That's all.
Make an insight
I-
check.
I'm gonna ask
Valuable air.
Valuable air.
inside.
Did
Well,
I take
500
something
gold.
from it? You know, it's not like I whispered something to the dungeon master.
Yellow, did you take anything from it?
I'm gonna roll something in the tower since you don't want to see what I roll.
I mean, we all kind of know. What do you?
Is it high enough, Lars?
No.
I didn't take anything
No, I didn't take anything.
besides air.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, what if you have to pay for something in air? No, I can't.
Yeah, I want exactly 3 air bubbles. God damn it.
Oh, shit.
But I replaced the
Bag of
oxygen
holdings in
with
the
CO2.
bag of holding, yes.
Okay.
A lot of ink.
lot of ink. So let's head back and celebrate with the leftovers of the cake of this morning.
Let's go! More cake! Alright.
All right.
Cake is
So you are going back.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You walk back, take the appropriate amount of time that was required to get there, which I don't remember what it was exactly, but whatever.
An hour and a half.
Yeah, something like that. I seem to remember that indeed. Who's leading this?
Sequida.
Then Sequida,
Throw it out.
make a perception check for me.
Okay.
You have the best dark vision, you know.
Do I have dark vision? That's good.
There you go.
Oh my god.
That's why you have
Nice.
two leads.
No,
Um,
that's funny.
It takes you a little while to get to the city. But the moment you kind of get relatively close to the gates, or not the gates, to the wall, you immediately notice that kind of the tension in the air has shifted. At which point you kind of think for a second, you look up, and you realize that you kind of got back around midnight.
Oh shit. The ritual.
Oh, no.
But of course, at this point, you can't really see anything because there's a wall in between, and you didn't really go past the gate, so... I'm just mentioning this.
Well,
Do with it as you please.
Oh no! I want to see it.
Wait, we knew the ritual takes place at midnight.
You knew that
Question
something.
mark.
You knew that something happened at midnight.
Gabby, is there a hole in the wall?
Make a perception check.
I will. Perception. There is no hole in the wall.
No, this wall is impenetrable. You have never seen such a perfect wall.
The wall is made out of wall.
Yes.
yes,
Good
this
wall.
wall is made out of wall.
The wall is made of wall.
Oh, poor wall. You have to die to make a wall.
To be fair, walls can apparently make very good deals with Ryus.
Ryus? There's more than one?
Wouldn't you like to
Okay.
know?
Can I?
And I cast mirror image. Now there's 4 of us.
Fine, you
Now
can
there's
roll.
4 of us. Now there's 4 of us. Now there's 4 of us.
Oh,
Does
shit, now
Chicken
there's
get
4 of them.
mirror imaged as well? Since otherwise it's easy to know who's the real Ryu.
There is
I
only
mean,
one real
Chicken
right.
would just like fly off me, I guess, and then just
Okay.
start
Or,
playing.
or Chicken gets mirror image of you until he flies off, at which point you know which one is the real one. What were you going to say, Jonas?
Can I, instead of look, I see there is no hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Can I climb a little bit up to the wall and peek over the wall?
Make an athletics check.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm heading towards nearest sewer, and
No.
I'm just heading back home.
Yell it, you don't get it. This is the stealth mission.
It's not. It's not.
She can do it. I
10.
won't.
Okay. You kind of like climb halfway up the wall, and you're kind of stuck there, and you can't really get up any further at this point. Make another athletics check for me.
Oh.
I want to decide it all.
Do a backflip. Yeah.
And as you're hanging there,
Wait. I'm gonna use a bullshit point.
Oh, is this why what I spent
It's a 10 now.
my fucking 10,000
He got
points
his
on?
Yeah.
own one, so he's still
It's
got...
a 10 now, so I
Yeah,
get.
it's completely average, and the average person cannot climb a wall.
so you're you take like one more grasp, and you're a little higher up, but you're still not at the top of the wall at this point.
Come on, man.
Can I climb?
Can I
farther?
seeing what he's doing? Can I do the same thing to show him how it's done?
Nah.
Make an athletics check.
This is where I fuck it up, and it's like I just don't do it better.
And there goes Sequoia's 4 bullshit points. 16.
Wait, how high is the wall again? How high is the wall?
About 10 feet, give or take.
Cool. Can I just for the
Oh.
can I
Probably
just for
50
the
feet.
memes of it?
Cast the spell and go up 10 feet.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. I still have a level 1 spell slot, so I'm just gonna.
This is what we're wasting spell slots on. I love it.
I'm just gonna cast the. I don't know,
Valkyrie's struggling, and everyone's just going.
I'm gonna hit you. Cast shield.
Is anyone damaged by any chance? So at least the spell.
Oh, Valkyrie is.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Healing Word as on Alvacri as I fly upwards. They're like, hey.
So, Valkyrie, as you're hanging and struggling there, you just see, like, you know, an elf kind of just climb past you, and then you see another dude just, like, fly up and, like, kind of land beautifully on the wall.
I take a deep breath.
You do heal for 1d4 plus my wisdom. So you heal for 3.
You
No,
heal
no,
3 hit points.
5 hit points. It's 2 plus 3. So
Oh, yeah, okay, so you heal 5 hit points.
So I'm stuck at the wall.
Yeah, make another athletics check.
It's the reverse vicious mockery.
It really is. We're gonna be spending like 10 minutes on a wall. 11!
11?
Kind of trying, but not really getting there.
Ah, come on!
Give the man a guidance, guide him up there.
Help!
Is he high enough so I can
Alright,
reach down and
just-
grab?
Sure.
I'm gonna like
Is
bend
she
over
high enough, rather?
bend over and be like, If you ask very nicely, I'm gonna give you a little boost. And I cast guidance on him, and I will. Is there anything else I can do? No, but I can. In case you fall down, I can save you.
Okay, cool.
Wonderful.
Make an athletics check with advantage and guidance because I think Sequid is also helping you out.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
I'm reaching down to grab her hand.
I'm just like waiting for Vaki to roll like 2 1s right now. Ah, yes, this is the moment where you climb up and get there. You're like,
With guidance and with help from
I was-
Sequid.
I was slightly hoping for it to be a bad roll, so then I could say like grab her hand and then say long live the king.
I would have made you do another athletics check, and if that one would have been bad, both of you would have just dropped to the floor.
Such a self-made woman.
Yes.
Thank you for your help, everyone. But I was completely doing fine by myself.
So
Alright, that's it. I kick him off the wall.
this is Sparta. No, but I would like you to all three do something else for me, because I sincerely doubt that you were very quiet during this entire
quiet.
endeavor. So please, all three of you make stealth checks.
Okay.
It is a stealth mission after all.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
Fine, I'm fine.
Someone actually beat
I
the
dropped a
stealth check.
20. What? Oh, it was cocked and it was like in between 20 and 8, apparently. Sad.
Sad.
So
Fine.
Ryu is a little too enthusiastic about, wanting to
I'm
almost kick
stealthier
Elvakri
than
off the
Sparta.
wall. No, you're... Oh, wait, yes, you are.
I am.
Holy shit! Like, Elvakri is just so stealthy because she's, like, on the ground, just like...
Accidental stealth.
But you're lucky, it's fine. But as you're now kind of on the wall and you're looking out over the city, there's something that you notice. It's really difficult to miss, actually. As you see a lot of these commoners that you've probably every now and again walked past just stand there, kind of in front of the doors of their houses, just standing there, frozen. Maybe sometimes every now, just like moving a little bit. Not the same as like in the mine, where they were like completely just stuck and like frozen in time and some were still doing stuff. But here it's just like they're standing there and they seem to be waiting for something. Just like staring out in front of them.
Is there something weird on with the blood crystal? Is it pulsing or glowing a little bit?
As you're looking
more?
at it, no, there doesn't seem to be anything strange with it at the moment. Jed, being the only person who is not on the wall, would you please roll percentile dice for me?
With pleasure. Do I need
Please roll a 1.
32?
That's fine.
Okay.
Oh.
32 doesn't do anything.
That.
Or perhaps good.
That could be a good thing.
Does there something happen where we standing there, or just the commoners that standing?
The commoner standing there. Every now and again, there's like a demon that like flies over, but that's about it.
Is there anyone approaching the blood crystal?
Nope.
Okay.
How far away are we from it?
Not that I can see.
The blood crystal is like halfway across town. You guys are at the wall.
Not very close.
You have no
When are we
idea.
going to sleep?
Never.
Okay, fine.
How long are you like waiting over there, or
Take-
looking?
10 minutes, and if
Yeah, at best.
Yeah, because
if
this
it's
is weird.
nothing happens until then, I'll completely
Okay.
be bored and go down.
It's about 5 more minutes that you're kind of just standing there, kind of looking at this. Every now and again, a demon flies over. At which point, it's almost like, the city was like pushed on pause for a second, and then all of a sudden, and people just start to kind of move around the city again. Some of them move back into their house. Some of them move over the street, kind of walking somewhere where you can't see. And you kind of also hear the sound of the city kind of re-emerging a little bit again, as if the entire city has kind of been pushed back into play.
Damn, we missed. We missed it.
That's suspicious.
Go to bed.
That's interesting.
It is.
It is a little bit sus. Would it be that it like ran out maybe first, or there's like a little bit of downtime every night?
It might. We need to come back tomorrow night.
But I need my sleep.
So that's why I say come back tomorrow night.
Okay.
You don't need to come. It's a solo mission.
I climb down. I
That's
climb
true.
down, and I go to the nearly sewer.
Am I gonna be a dick and make you make another athletics check?
No, he doesn't.
No.
He doesn't have to. Because I'm gonna try and like
Do it.
keep my shoulders on both the Sekura and the Valkyrie and just lean forward with my heavy armor.
I'm
Okay.
just going to jump off.
Take them with me.
myself. I'm not going to climb down. I'm going to jump off. And
Okay.
attempt to do a superhero landing.
You're all whee fall off, and then
And I cast Feather.
okay. And you all kind of like right above the floor. You kind of like hang there for like in Harry Potter 5, where they're like jumping out of the door and they like hang above the floor for like a second, and kind of like smack into the floor. That happens. Why? Because I like it.
I like it also. You get a bullshit point for that.
Oh, thank you.
Don't give
All
him
my
this power.
If I wanted to, I gave myself 1,000,000 bullshit points. To be fair.
Oh, I get a bullshit point.
Have you ever used bullshit points against us?
Nope.
Doesn't have to.
You've literally killed every single creature that I can throw at you before I got to do anything. So I mean,
But
no, Master of Ink, but he used
we had
saves.
5
so-
rounds with the Master of Ink.
Yeah, but that one uses saves, so bullshit
yeah.
points don't really count on that.
Oh, really?
True.
Okay.
Go to the sewers. Go to bed.
I'm not casting alarm. I want to go past someone. You know, I want to go to Green Arm.
Okay. So, first of all, you all get into the...
Lucky.
Yes, into the diamond hideout. And then, so you want to go find Green Arm.
Yes.
I want to find Blueface.
Okay.
I know where he is, anyway.
Yeah, that's true. You know where he is. So, yeah, you go to his room because he is in his room.
Nice. And I throw him a pouch of 5 gold pieces.
Wow! Oh, thank you, sir. That's the second one. That's the second one I found today.
You know, you deserve it, since you're such a glorious bastard.
Ah, thank
I
you,
like
sir.
you a lot.
I like you too, sir.
That's it. And I want to go to sleep.
Okay. The Valkyrie, make an investigation check to find Blueface. Roll a 1 and you run into Grimar.
Before Jed goes to bed, Jed, do you have any spare paper on you?
Yes, a lot of them.
Right. So I can translate these for you if they're of any use.
You can also just read out loud and I'll be your secretary and write them down.
Yeah, but you need to go to bed. I don't.
I'm not a baby, but yes, I do need to go to bed.
You could have fooled me.
The Valkyrie, you find Blueface very easily.
Okay, what's he doing?
Going to bed. Kind of just goes into his room, kind of sees you like, you know, looking at him, and he's like, "The fuck do you want?"
You know what?
You know what? I don't know.
I know a lot of things. Not what the fuck you want. That's why I asked.
I'm gonna lead to the nearest door, and I say to him, "I killed the Master of Ink today."
Cool.
Make a deception check.
You killed some imps.
I killed a cake today.
Ponk.
Hey,
That's
that
more
was
exciting.
our cake.
Not anymore. You don't realize you're in a thieves' den, do you?
The man makes a point.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah.
Like, what do you think this is? Like a fucking holiday vacation?
Well, it's better than my last holiday vacation.
I mean, I'm very happy that you enjoy the accommodations, but still.
I have a question for you.
Oh my god.
Now it comes.
Okay.
Can you cast Find Familiar?
No.
Okay, I go to bed.
Alright, fuck you. Close the door.
You just hear him being like, I am really happy that you're not going to become a familiar face. He just walks in.
So, Sakura, for the parchment, do you want regular ink? Demon ink? You know? Ink, demon ink? Or Master of ink? Or, you know, the fancy golden ink that we, like, use to write contracts with demons?
Just normal ink.
Okay, you get the normal ink.
I have also Blood of...
And I head back to my room.
The ink hoarder. My new nickname. If I ever get a code name.
On my way back to my room, do I see Ferris anywhere?
Ooh.
Are you looking or avoiding him?
I'm just while walking towards my room, I'm just seeing if I can see him anywhere. No, I'm not going out of my way to look for him. I'm just seeing if I see him along the way.
You do.
I just all I do is I just look at him for a bit longer than I normally would, and then carry on going.
He looks back, kind of raises an eyebrow at some point. And then the moment you keep walking, he's like... and just keeps walking himself.
I have a small question.
Yes.
You get a small answer.
Is there someone, this whole building, that sells Monster Hunter packs or something?
No.
Damn it. Because I remembered you say that I lost everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you did get kidnapped by, you know, Aaron.
I need a new Monster Hunter too.
That seems like a you problem, not a me problem.
I can't delete everything. What's...
Oh, rip.
Liam, would you please roll me a d12, a d10, and another d10?
What?
Actually,
D12
sorry.
and 2 D10.
No, sorry, a d12, a d12, and a d10, sorry.
All separately?
Yes.
I think I know where this is going. I don't know where this is going.
I just damaged something really hard. I don't know. I'm scared now.
Okay. The tattoos from the recipes that you find, you can look these up if you want. You find the recipe for a Lifewell tattoo, which symbolizes life and birth and gives its user resistance to necrotic damage. Also, if the user's hit points drop to 0, it will be at 1 instead.
It's a free death ward.
Pretty much. I do think it gets consumed afterwards, but whatever.
Oh, so these are the recipes on the pages that I found.
Indeed.
Yes.
All right.
Second one, the Shadowfell brand tattoo gives you dark vision, and you can have your damage once per day.
Give me that one.
Shadowfell what?
Shadowfell brand tattoo.
Brand.
And then the final one, hold on, would be this one's funny. The Masquerade Tattoo.
Is that basically like a disguise self / seeming type
yes,
thing?
Exactly.
Oh, that will be useful.
Give me that one also.
So I will explain you guys the rules for like tattoos making and how I'm doing it personally out of the session, because otherwise this is going to take a while. And I also need to look up how long those tattoos take. You will also, during the notes, you also find research into a 4th set of magical tattoos, which you're probably going to have to ask Jed in the morning what those might be. But he was working on something as well. All right. With that, is there anything else you want to accomplish?
Sleep.
Meditation.
All right. Question 1: safe long rest or not?
I'm gonna take. How do you say that?
A safe one? Or
No.
what?
A watch.
A dump?
I'm gonna take a watch.
Yeah, again, still a party decision, not a one-man decision.
I mean, I feel pretty safe.
Want to know what happens with.
I do the same thing I do every night, Pinky.
Okay.
I cast alarm on my own doors and it's late in the evening and then I just go to sleep.
Okay.
I feel fine.
Okay, sure.
I gonna sleep.
Okay. To be fair, nothing happens during the night. So you all get a safe long rest. So I think that means everybody is rid of every single bit of lingering damage that was caused at some point or another.
One way.
Yeah.
Could you just do it in the tracker so that I have my spell slots and shit back?
Yeah, please.
Yes, I will. If my program will allow me to. Hold on a second.
I'm doing everything manually.
But in the meantime, as I click the long rest button.
Thank you.
Huh. I actually... Oh shit! Huh. I actually installed the plugin for Kingdoms and Warfare, and I can actually press the extended rest button now as well, which is kind of cool. Sorry, that completely off topic. Alright, so you people just wake up in the morning to the smell of breakfast and food and other fun stuff. You all have, spell slots, abilities, whatever back. So the next question is, what are you doing this fine day?
I go towards Sakura to see if she made any notes during my sleep. Since she doesn't need to sleep.
I would have stayed up for 4 hours before I needed to sleep myself.
Yeah.
And done that.
So Sakura, what do you have?
Well, I hand him the translated notes.
Mm-hmm.
So he can actually read them. I wrote them in common. And well, there's 3. It seems that you were right. The recipes for tattoos. There's 3 of them.
Nice.
There's also notes on a 4th one that he appears to be working on.
Great job.
They seem nonsense to me, but maybe you can figure them out.
Great job. Nice.
Yeah. But there's one that can save you from being knocked unconscious.
Ooh.
There's one that allows you to use disguise yourself, like you've seen me do.
Nice.
And I've forgotten what the 3rd one did.
Disguise self. Dark vision, and you can have your damage once every day.
And uncanny dodge.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
I think all 3 of them do
those.
require attunement, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they do.
Yes, I've got them up now.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's those. When I hand in those 3, and then this is the 4th one, which I don't know what he was working towards, but maybe you can finish it.
Good. Can I have the originals as well? The original pages back.
You Yeah, sure. I don't really need them anymore. I made my own. I made copies for myself as well.
Because
in the original Infernal.
Because I've prepped comprehend languages.
Okay.
You know, you can't ask
translate
Valkyrie because I can cast comprehend language, but
it's fine. It's only a self spell, I guess. So
I don't
you
know,
can't
actually.
cast it on someone else. But anyway, thank you. I'll see you after dinner for our first D-tattoo session.
Yay!
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 It's gonna be fun.
So I do actually have to look up how long these tattoos are going to be. Fuck.
And
Because
also, I
really
prepared
like the
ceremony this time for today instead of inflict wounds. I guess I don't know.
Okay.
And Lars, I'm gonna ask you a question. If I want to have, because technically I need to have powdered silver. Also, what the hell? I need to have powdered silver to make holy water. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Can I just make it out of silver coins?
If you have the tools to do so.
I have a giant hammer and we have a Shiloh.
Yeah, sure, I'll give you that.
I'm a
Toss
massive
a coin to your shallow.
Oh, Valley of Plenty.
So Ryu can make his holy potions.
Well, it's more that I need them to cast Protection of Evil and Good, because I've been casting that without realizing that it consumes the holy water and not just...
Yep.
Use
Subtract
the
the
little-
100 gold pieces of your stash.
How dare you make mistakes on your spells?
How dare you?
So yeah, I'm gonna be making like a couple of them. And I can use it as a... We'll cast it anyway, so I don't have to actually use my spell slots for it. I can just take 10 extra minutes.
It takes an hour ritual, right?
I think so, yeah, an hour and then 10 minutes on top of it, so it would be an hour and 10 minutes. But we have the entire day anyway, so...
It depends. Do you want to do something in the day?
Yes. I want to see what the fourth tattoo is about.
Okay.
And see what the staff does.
Okay. Do you have identify?
Nope.
Okay. Just to be sure. Okay. So for the fourth tattoo, make an Arcana check, please.
With pleasure.
Can I like help him with that somehow by like
Nope.
giving my assistance on it?
Not at all. It's my 13.
13? You have no idea.
Okay. It's for tomorrow then. What is
You think I'm gonna let you make this check every single day?
No. I'm gonna study it while I can.
Okay.
Does it help that I also read it in the, infernal language, not the...
It does not.
Okay.
Can I maybe have an attempt at it the next day? Because my background is a sage researcher, and I'm like used to researching things. Probably not tattoos, and more like my expertise area. But maybe it does something. I don't know.
I've been a dick. You're right. I should share this with you, since you're also a fine intellectual.
I am, in fact, the big brain.
Yes.
Okay.
This massive forehead isn't for show.
Okay. Make an Arcana check.
Yeah, I'm not that good at it, so the chance that I'm actually doing any decent at it is very small. However,
you can cast Enhance Ability.
I just realized that now as well. Yeah, I was about to, as I went to Arcana. Okay, well, I'm gonna cast it on myself at least.
Sure.
Give myself advantage, and also, can I guide myself? Or is it also concentration? It's also concentration, so I can't do both. Yeah, I can't do both. So I'm just gonna do Enhance Ability.
Mm-hmm.
Give myself a little. Oh, I am actually proficient in Arcana. I didn't know. Oh. Which
Too
means
bad you have a -3 modifier to intelligence.
It's a flat 0, but I have proficiency, so it's a +3 still. Alright, advantage.
Oh,
Dirty 20.
20, nice. Ryu, you don't necessarily recognize the tattoos themselves, but you recognize it's more from like the path towards how you figure it out. One thing, are you okay, Jonas? Everything all right? Chill, man. Don't die. As you're kind
Try
of
his fault, sorry.
as you're kind of looking through this, you first of all you realize that it is some sort of resistance tattoo, as in it is supposed to give you resistance to something. And then you keep looking forward and forward, and you don't really figure it out immediately, but then you look and you notice that there's a decent amount of notes about the blood crystal and Sanguine himself as well. And then you kind of piece the pieces together. This is a especially made by him tattoo known as a condition immunity tattoo. The problem is it's unfinished because you need to attune, quote unquote, the tattoo to a specific mind-altering condition. Something like charm, frighten, stun, whatever, right? And then you can become immune to that by attuning to this tattoo. The part that is missing is the specific attunement to whatever. But if you can figure that out...
So now it's attuned to all condition immunities. Or none.
None.
Ever heard of Jack of all trades, master of none?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jed, I think I figured it out. I pieced it together, and it's just the entire board with like the fucking pins thing. I pieced it together. Yeah. So I explained that it's some kind of resistance thing. To either like a charm effect or makes you less afraid of things and all that stuff, but it's not finished yet. We need to figure it out how to do it. So maybe we can like work on it together a couple of days, see if we can figure something out.
Okay.
Because it's made by Sanguine himself.
No.
So it's like
no. It was made to fight Sanguine.
Oh, it's made to fight Sanguine, which is a little bit weird because you found it down the lake, right?
Yes. Yeah, but
it's
it's
almost as if the Master of Ink was maybe planning on betraying his master or something. I don't know.
Oh no, too bad we killed him.
Oh no. Anyway.
Everybody was thinking
and nobody of value was lost.
Would the staff have something to do with it? Ryu, stand still. Can I try something?
Sure.
Depends.
It's nothing harmful.
Okay.
He says.
Can I take the staff and try to cast Hold Person on Ryu through the staff?
You can try.
Yeah, you can certainly try.
It won't do anything.
God damn it. Okay. Could you, with your excellent research capabilities, also figure out what the hell this staff does? Perhaps it has something to do with the tattoos.
All right, give me that.
Ryu, the moment you touch it, you realize that you can attune to it.
Oh, fuck you. God damn it, Ryu.
Wait, so you didn't feel this thing when you touch it immediately? Like it gives like a magical energy vibe to it. You don't notice it?
No.
I thought you would, since you're kind of
Can I try?
wizard. I mean, sure, you can hold it if you want.
You were born.
You can also attune to it.
Ooh, I want it.
No. So like, what does the staff look like? Like, is it like a...
It's a pretty long staff, and as you kind of look at it, it seems to have like this green shine to it. There seems to be like every now and again there seems to be like this bend in it. Yeah, it's a staff.
Can I try to
cast something on me, Ryu?
I'll
try to resist.
If I
Are you sure?
Recognize it?
You do realize that in order to do anything with this thing, you do need to attune to it again.
Oh, give me an hour. Give him an hour.
Are you sure? You want me to try?
Try again.
Guiding bolt.
Yes. Try Chromatic Orb, first level, don't max it.
And all of a sudden, Jed's dead.
Sure, I cast a level 1 Chromatic Orb without actually maxing it out, so just a level 1.
Are you doing this after you've attuned to it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I need to do that, right? Yeah, sure, I'll wait until I've attuned to it.
Okay.
I'll wait an hour, like, study it a little bit.
Okay.
I cast Mage Armor before.
Make an Arcana check for me, Ryan.
Alright. Do I still have my enhanced ability active?
Yes.
Or?
Sure. I'll say this happens like during the short rest.
Nice.
Yes, very surprising, I know.
And I'm gonna use 1 bullshit point to add to it. Yeet.
Roll a
Make it a
2.
14.
14.
14. You get the sense the staff doesn't require you to cast something through it. You get more of the feeling that it activates in some way, somehow.
Yeah, I think I know what it might do, actually.
I'm pretty sure you know what it does, but I want to be mysterious about it.
I want to go into my backpack, get my spare shoes, and I just put a boot on the table, and I put my staff in it.
Cool.
Stuff of
Activate
shoes.
effect of the staff. I don't know what it does, but I'll figure it out. Does it do anything? Is it an activatable effect, or what am I doing?
It is an activatable effect.
How do I activate it?
You probably require some sort of a command word.
Snickers!
I'm gonna go better.
I would be-
Snickers.
That is now the command word. Because fuck it, I find that hilarious.
Snakers.
Jed, as you're looking at Ryu just being very creepy around this staff, you notice how all of a sudden it turns into a giant constrictor snake.
It is.
There's a snake in my boot.
Oh god!
I was waiting for it.
It's the snake!
It's the staff of the Python.
It is.
I like
I
that.
love it.
It's very ironic because I'm also using Python to write out the fucking bullshit points, so it fits.
Ryu, how are your pet python and your pet chicken gonna be, living together? Don't you need to
don't
choose
know.
one of them?
Do they get along?
They do
turn it
not.
back into stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
please.
Alvacri, you wanted the staff, right?
Yes.
You want a snake?
Yes.
All right. Well, give me like an hour.
Oh, by the way, for everybody thinking that I'm cheating, Elvakri is technically part warlock, so yes, I'm going to allow it. Because technically it requires attunement by a cleric, a druid, or a warlock, but Elvakri's close enough to a warlock.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm gonna transform it back into the staff version.
Okay.
Put my boot from the fucking table and just put it back in my things, and I don't know. I will take an hour to unattune, I think. I don't know exactly how.
I don't think. Oh no, yeah, no, it's a short rest to unattune to something.
Yeah, I've actually never had to unattune, so I don't know how that would work. So, well, I take an hour to unattune, and meanwhile I will. I don't know. Is that like an active thing I have to do, or is that something that just is in the back of my
It's
mind?
a short rest, so
Yeah, I'll just take
do
a.
it during a rest.
Yeah, I'll just let it happen, and then once I'm done, I'll just bring it to Alvacri, so that Alvacri can take a short rest, and then.
I take a short rest here.
I figured. So you've pretty much spent the entire morning playing with the staff of the Python. Cool.
Yes, worth it.
And I have a name.
Oh,
I don't want to know. I really don't want to know.
I'm gonna call him Leroy.
Oh dear mother of God.
Why?
poor Leroy. Too soon.
Fine. I'll
Leroy
just...
the second.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I'll just kill Leroy again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the command word is still
Yep.
Snakers. You can't change that anymore.
Yep.
Haha.
If I
Snickers!
cast the spell magic on myself to get rid of part of the tattoo,
Mhm.
does it hurt?
You feel it, but it doesn't hurt.
Then I'm gonna cast it 3 times
Who-
on myself.
Who
Cool.
of us gets
You lose
has-
3 counters, pretty much.
Nice.
Who of
And
us
I'm
has
gonna
still
take short
have
rest.
tattoos?
I have one here.
Yeah, Ryu has 1, Sekura has 5, Lavakri has 3, Jed has now 5 again?
Yes.
And how do you get rid of it?
Dispel magic.
For the small fee of 100 gold pieces.
How about a fee or
How
I don't
about
punch you in the
you-
face?
Yeah. How about you not gonna be a meal for my new pet snake?
How about I don't do 65 damage to you?
Okay.
We're all like, yeah,
Least
we can do that. All we just don't kill you.
So, Sakura, I owe you some money and technically my life as well, so you'll get it. Alvakri, I owe you my life and some money, so I'll allow it. Ryu, you were kick-ass last fight, so you get it as well. And Shadow is kick-ass as always.
But Shiloh doesn't have any counters, so
So they don't get it.
She gets a coupon for later.
I never went after Shiloh for some weird reason with the tattoos.
So I can only do 4 sessions a day. I already put 3 on myself. I need an hour for another one.
Well, I'm waiting an hour anyway. I can just wait with you while Valkyrie attunes.
Yes.
So meanwhile, I'm gonna ritual cast ceremony on some powdered silver to make holy water. I could probably find some vials and like water, right?
Yeah, sure, easy enough.
Yeah, I'll spend 100 gold pieces on making 4 bottles of holy water.
Okay.
And Sakura, do you want to go to the mine again? Invisible, to see if we can find something there.
I don't know. I do want to see what's down there, but is it really the best use of our time right now?
I'm spent for the day. I'm spent for the day. We can go for another tattoo shop. But we already have, everything tattoo-ish.
Yeah.
We can also
We
look
have
for
to
the
make
third
plans.
general? Second general.
Invade.
There's the one roaming about the city. We don't know where he is.
Yes.
The other 2 are at the keep.
Can I go? I have an idea. Perhaps we can, with the dispel magic, retake control of a member of the resistance. Diamond Alliance. Since there might be someone from the Diamond Alliance running around. Diamond Alliance.
The diamonds. I don't know why Alliance is there.
The resistance.
The resistance. Either
Diamond
that.
resistance.
I don't know. I'm fine with downtime since I need to
Yeah, sure.
tattoo away. Deep
I
tattoo.
like some downtown, yeah.
I mean, if you want to take the day off, I mean, you always can, by all means.
And at midnight we go back towards the streets again to see if someone, what happens at midnight with the blood crystal.
Yeah, because it seems to be like some kind of downtime when that happens. So.
If you're gonna tattoo something, give me a minute because I want to look up something very quickly.
Do we want to tattoo something?
I want to.
Yes. Want to tattoo something.
So hold on. The Shadowfell brand tattoo is rare.
Yes.
The Masquerade tattoo, I think, is common.
I want the Masquerade.
Yep. And the Lifewell tattoo, I think, is very rare, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So they take big parts of your body.
Yeah, there's one element of it. So the Masquerade tattoo would take like one body part, would take like a hand, an arm, whatever. I think the Lifewell one would take 2 limbs. And I think the Shadowfell brand one would take 1 limb. And, if you want more tattoos, you have to, take care to not fill up too much of your body. The thing I'm mostly looking at right now is how long does it take to imprint yourself with these?
Do we get 1 application of each?
I mean, it requires attunement to it, so I would assume just normal attunement time.
Yeah, but you have to actually tattoo yourself. So you have to kind of make the tattoo.
Yeah, so if you have to do like an entire, I don't know, arm or something, it's going to take a couple hours at least, I would imagine.
And you need to, imprint it with magic. You need to have the materials for it, which is the ink, technically, that you have. Oh, come on, where are my fucking time thingies? I can't find my time thingies. Why can't I find my time thingies? Because I think, so the Masquerade tattoo would be an hour to make and would require 1 vial. And I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to imprint yourself with the Lifewell or Shadowfell tattoo today, pretty much.
Okay.
But the Masquerade?
The Masquerade, you can do as you please. But you will. Do you have 5 instances of demonic blood?
I have
Or demonic ink, I should say.
1 vial of Master of Ink, and I have 1 vial of Ink of Igor.
Okay.
Is that enough?
Wasn't there like a bunch of ink that Sequoia, like from the shelves from the tattoo shop, like threw into the bag of holding?
Also,
I
but
remember
I
that happened.
didn't notice that.
So Igor's ink and the Master of Ink's ink would pretty much just be each 1 tattoo, but would be better components because you are going to have to do a check in order to tattoo yourself.
Okay.
So, but they will make the check a little easier.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to waste that on a Masquerade tattoo. Let me put it like that.
Nah.
I can already do disguise self.
Do we
so I
have?
don't need it.
Do I have imp ink?
I have 2 imp inks.
Okay.
So you can
you
put
use that?
2 tattoos?
Oh, please give me.
I mean, the
Do you want
life
me
water one is pretty
to
nice.
apply the tattoo?
Yeah, I mean, that one's pretty nice overall. Just
So for the Lifewell one and the Shadowfell one are quite nice.
I want the Masquerade.
Yes.
Can we just take a vial of demonic blood and just apply each tattoo 5 times if you want?
Yeah.
Or is
No, you would need 1 instance of ink
Yes.
for each application of the each
Okay.
application you need 1
Yeah,
vial.
but it's not that the recipes disappear after using
No,
using it.
of course
You
not.
tattoo yourself and the tattoo stays there.
You know how to tattoo
Yeah.
someone, and
Nice.
even if you have decent enough components and you've done the check once successfully, you won't even have to make the check anymore.
Okay, Alvakri. Which shape does your Masquerade tattoo need to be in?
In the shape of a snowflake.
Because he's such a special snowflake.
2 triangles. It's snowflake-ish.
A
You know-
tree?
A tree. I'll do it in the form of a tree.
Okay, a tree. But a beautiful tree. Like
dickhead.
Just draws a penis.
like
The
the
tree.
Norse culture.
So just so you guys know, right? The exact wording of the Masquerade tattoo is disguise self is an action you can use the tattoo to cast the disguise self spell with a DC 13 to discover. Once the spell is cast from the tattoo, it cannot be cast from the tattoo again until the next dawn. Just so you know, you can only cast it once per day through
Once
the
per
tattoo.
day, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the Shadowfell brand one is instant.
Also, it's fluid ink.
Interesting, rather.
Also, it's fluid ink, so you can literally, change the shape of the tattoo at will. By the way.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh shit!
I'll start with a dick
The
bug.
moving tattoos. Let's go.
I think the Shadowbrand one you can use again that day after sunset.
Ryu,
What's up?
will you help me by enhancing
no.
the ability? I think it will be intelligence for me.
You would be correct.
All right, if you want that, I do a little enhanceability
Oh,
in the
before you start,
intelligence section.
Is it gonna be hurt?
Yes.
Probably.
It's a tattoo. It hurts.
Yes.
Oh, really?
You'll be fine.
Okay, okay.
If it's your
If you
first
say
one,
I'm
it
gonna
probably
be
does
fine.
a little bit,
Mine didn't.
Okay. Okay. So, hand, arm, knees, left butt cheek, right butt cheek. Where do you want the tattoo?
Which
On
lip do you want?
my...
Ankle.
I mean, it's like an entire arm at least, right? I think it's like the minimum thing.
How big was the Shadowfell?
How big is it gonna be?
think it's like a limb at least, no?
That's bad. Face.
Just
Is the dungeon master?
Mm-hmm.
How big is the tattoo?
It's like palm of your hand, sort of.
Okay,
They're not
here,
very big.
you know, on your
Wrist.
yeah,
Underarm.
underarm. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, Jed, I would like you to do something for me.
Okay.
I would like you to roll percentile dice.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Oh shit!
yeah. I feel like there's a chance of failing because you're not really proficient with tattoos.
Doesn't matter.
Hmm.
A 3.
Oh god.
Well, that's either really good or really bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you roll a 3 on the 100?
I mean, yeah, 0 and a 3.
Okay.
Jed, you have never had this much trouble with magic. You don't know what the fuck is going on, but you're working on this for an hour, and it is nowhere near done. It's almost as if the magic that you're trying to push in doesn't really want to cooperate with you. And Elvakri, where you were expecting this to take an hour, you've been in pain for an hour at this point.
Get Blueface!
It's I'm gonna just tell you, we went from 1 hour to 9 hour to make one
9
tattoo.
hours.
9 hours, fucking hell.
3 was 8 hours gets added to the crafting time.
Nice.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
Strapping boys.
So you will pretty much, I will say, like, right before your plan, if you continue this the rest of the day and you're actually taking the day off, you can take like the rest of the day to finish it, but yeah, you'll have to finish it in the rest of the day.
Alvakri, it's
It
gonna
says
be a
you-
masterpiece. I'm gonna
I
take,
hope so!
Can you not just do it yourself?
I'm gonna
So
take
yours
the
as
whole
in
day for it. You
tattoo
know, it's my
yourself?
first tattoo. I'm just gonna make.
Yeah, because there's 2 minor problems now, which is 1, you can still fuck it up, as you have to do an intelligence check. 2, originally the crafting time was 1 hour, which is, if I'm not mistaken, within the duration of enhanceability. 9 hours is no longer within that time period. So, and you're doing this with the imp ink?
Yes.
So, please make an intelligence check at a -2 because you're not using the best materials.
That's the matter of inking.
Wait. I'm gonna. 15.
15. Okay. At the end of this, Elvakri does have a very nice tattoo, which is actually functional. And if you wish to attune to it, Elvakri, you can. Even if you've been shouting for like 9 hours.
That was
Would you like another one?
But yeah, so you have a Masquerade Tattoo right now. You can cast Disguise Self once every dawn.
nice.
Is it possible for me to get the Shadowfell one?
Yes. Just give me tomorrow. You know, everything will work out all
The-
right.
But I mean, it was because it's the wording on it. It says you can do it to yourself.
Yeah, you can do it to yourself. It's just gonna take a very long time.
Can I say that while Jed was mutilating Elvakri, could I try and do that myself? If someone would lend me the ink.
Yes.
You could get started on it, yeah. Pretty much this is going to be like a longer period of time, and like every now and again you can work on it and, take a couple of hours.
So I probably can't help. I probably can't help Sequida with the enhanceability.
Nope,
Then.
especially because she's going to have to make the check once she's finishing it. So you're only going to know whether or not you failed or not at the end of it.
Fair enough.
Sequida, I grant you ink of the Master of Ink himself.
Nice.
So you want to spend like 8 hours on this already?
Yeah, as long as it takes to finish.
We're not talking about, you know, hours for that tattoo. We're talking weeks.
Well, I'll get started on it then.
Cool.
I mean, can't you just wait for tomorrow
I'm guessing it's
for?
big one.
Oh right, because it's
It's
how many limbs or like body parts do you need?
2, I think.
Oh yeah, that's
And I think it's the
limbs.
which one is it? Sorry.
Shadowfell brand.
Shadowfell
The
brand.
rare
That
one.
is.
If
Oh,
you
that's
read
the
what it
rare
does, you
one.
can figure out
Okay.
why I want it.
Okay, it is. Yeah, no, I know what it is, but I just realized that's the rare one. So I think that one is gonna take 700 hours total.
Oh,
Get out your crayons.
There are technically ways to like kind of shorten that and stuff like that, but you don't know those because you are not a magical crafter.
Can
See,
I?
what you have to do is you draw the outline first, and then you just inject the rest with ink, and hope that it just fills nicely, like a paint bucket on Photoshop.
Lars,
Mhm.
since Sequida needs to, fill up an entire limb, could I start at the bottom and she start at the top?
No, because you're doing Ilvakri right now.
Yeah, but
Some
tomorrow.
theories.
In theory, you could, but I'll have to look through the rules. So give me a
Yeah,
minute
that's
to look that through between sessions, so I can give you a proper answer.
So, around midnight, do we go back up?
Yeah, I think that was the plan, right? To go a little investigation, you know.
What time are you
fuck.
leaving?
At night.
How far is it to get back to the wall where we were? Because I would say take the same advantage point, right? Would be.
You want to go back to the wall?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I want to do that at least. I don't know if.
Let's go to the blood crystal itself.
Yeah, but that's a little close, no? Like to the keep. That's kind of. Are we not gonna get caught?
Invisibility.
Fair point.
Pass without trace.
Can you cast mage armor on other people, or is that not an option?
Yes, I can cast that for
Can
you.
you otherwise do it on me? I can take off my armor, so I'm not fucking klunk, 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 klunk.
Mage armor.
Alright, I'll take off. Before we leave, I'll take off my armor for once.
I just want to clarify something. I got a bunch of hours started on that tattoo.
Yes, 8 hours.
I'm at 8 hours. Right, okay.
8
I
out
need-
of
I'm gonna need to keep-
700 hours.
8 hours down, 692 to go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yikes.
I will
Ilvakri.
try to send you guys like the information on crafting it between sessions.
Do you also want to doff your armor so that you can go on the stealth mission?
Mr. Dungeon Master.
Yes.
So the tattoo already worked.
Yes.
You can disguise yourself.
Yes.
Can I disguise myself
As he goes.
into? Hey, that's even better. I'm gonna say the Master of Ink, but Igor is also good.
Even with your decent intelligence, you would realize that showing up as the Master of Ink in the middle of city might
That's
be a
not-
problem.
Yeah. Igor.
Okay, sure.
No, Leroy.
I was actually waiting for you to say that, but yeah. Okay, cool. So Ryu is taking off his armor and is going invisible. Ilvakri is going disguise self. And Jed, are you casting invisibility on just Ryu, or? Because I don't remember if you now kept the 3rd level slot for a 4th dispel.
I kept 1/3 that
Okay.
also.
So are you using it or not?
Yeah, on Ryu and Shiloh.
Cool. Good to know.
And you
And
can, I
then-
guess, use your level 1 spell slots on mage armoring us, so we can take off our armor and at least
Yep.
have some AC just in case shit goes down.
Yep.
So we're
Ilvakri
heading towards
and
the
Ryu.
blood crystal.
Keep. Yes.
Blood crystal? Okay.
Small question.
Yeah, sure.
The tattoo I can change form,
Yeah,
right?
it can change form as a bonus action.
That's actually
I'm
what
gonna
that-
keep that in mind, even because some
That's good.
maybe is relevant.
So you go towards this location, right? Towards closer to the blood crystal. You can't use the original thingy anymore because you welded it shut.
Rip.
So you need to be a little bit further. One thing that I want to ask is kind of like, how are you trying to hide yourself from public view at the moment? Like, are you literally just trying to get as close to the keep as possible, and then like kind of sticking to a side alley? Are you going over the rooftops? What are you doing?
I mean, I'm invisible, so.
I am Igor, so.
That's true. That is very true.
I'm not sure how good that is.
Staying in the sewer, since I'm not invisible.
Oh, you're staying in the sewer? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Shiloh is invisible. Sakura can disguise self.
Sure.
And Sequida is also Sequida. Yeah.
Yes.
Sequida is Sequida. I don't think.
And where are you hiding out to look at the keep?
I think I would go by rooftop in this case because I want to be up high.
Check if something happens to the blood crystal.
All right. So then everybody except for Jed make stealth checks. Ryu and Shiloh. Well, actually, no. Alvakri, make a performance check with advantage because you are disguised. Ryu and Shiloh make stealth checks, and Sakura make a stealth check. And I don't even know why I'm asking at this point.
And I guess I have advantage because I have my armor off and I'm invisible.
Oh yeah, exactly. You took your armor off, so yes.
I'm the perfect Leroy.
It's dark, so I get advantage? No, that doesn't work.
I'm gonna have to roll my... Well, stealth is a 0 anyway. I'm just gonna roll a d20 with advantage because otherwise it's gonna roll even because I have disadvantage and I can't be arsed to turn it off first before changing it. So
yeah, it's fine.
Holy shit, that is absolute garbage.
Be happy, Shiloh rolled a 50.
38.
And, Sequida rolled a fucking 38. Oh, you cast Pass Without a Trace, Sec?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Could have used that.
You need to be within 30 feet of me.
I'll say you started out close enough where you were allowed to take the +10 if you want, honestly. It doesn't really matter, you succeeded. And Elvakri's 21 was also a very good success.
Good success.
I'm Leroy.
So you get closer and closer to the keep, and I'm assuming you're kind of sticking to the shadows, making sure nobody notices you. A little bit before, I mean, you have a grasp on like when midnight is because you noticed last time that it was at midnight that this happened. A little bit before midnight, you already see how there's a bunch of civilians that are kind of like walking towards their door and kind of just standing there. Just looking around, seemingly already starting to wait. And then bit by bit, as you're paying attention, more and more people are standing at the ready. And then at a certain point in time, midnight hits and everybody just freezes and stands there and just looks, waiting.
Stop, hammer time.
At this point, however, I would like everybody except for Jed to make perception checks.
Perception.
Oh, beautiful. 24.
Ah, beautiful.
Sorry.
Chef's kiss.
He's fine.
Oh, we're all rolling good. Holy shit.
All right. Everybody actually. It's midnight, at which point everything freezes, but there's something different this time. You're not really sure what. But with your 24, Ryu, you're the first one to see this. You do notice how a demonic entity walks out of the keep and stands at the ready, just stands there. And Sakura, you would quickly enough realize that this is Sanguine, who has come out of the keep and is kind of just looking around at the moment, but still staying pretty close to the wall. You do see that there's enough demons around that are kind of keeping watch. And this is the moment where things start to change compared to the last time where everybody was just silent. Now you all of a sudden notice how a couple of these commoners just like kind of plant their foot down, kind of stomp the ground. And again. And again.
Okay.
and it just goes quicker and quicker. The creepy thing is, the entire city seems to be doing it perfectly in sync.
Holy
So
shit.
all of them are doing it now.
Every single civilian, not the demons, just the civilians.
I low-key want to get off the wall because that is like structurally very fucking dangerous for bridges and walls. I am worried that that's like 10k people doing that.
At this point, you see the second thing that you find very strange. As you see Sanguine moving away, taking a bunch of demons with him from the keep. Halfway between like running and walking. Like kind of speed walking.
Do we like see where they're heading? Is it like towards where our hideout was by any chance? Or towards relics?
Well, before I answer that, I'm going to give a very subtle hint. Jed, I would like you to make a perception check.
Oh shit.
Are we under attack? 16.
As you're sitting there kind of waiting, you of course also hear this stomping. You don't necessarily know what it's from, but you do hear the sound. At which point you notice how a little bit deeper into the sewers, not where you are, but a little deeper down, you all of a sudden start hearing sounds of flapping wings. Footsteps. As people are starting to go through the sewers.
Oh,
people or things, I should say.
fuck.
At which point, especially with the 24 Ryu, you realize where Sanguine is going, namely towards the closest entry to the sewers that he knows of, which is where a dear friend of you is currently hiding out.
Fuck.
Oh.
Wait,
He's
is that
gonna
what Jed is?
attack them.
Yes.
Oh.
Right, I'm just jumping off the wall first. Immediately, we have to head back, like, right the fuck now.
I run to the sewer.
Yeah. Do we all notice this?
I mean, I would just let them know, probably, like, guys, they're going there, for sure.
Yeah,
Heading
so
there, we're heading where Jen
the
is.
moment Ryu, Ryu with the 24 at a certain point in time sees, like, the path, and probably also notices a couple of entities, kind of like flying entities flying down and not coming back up, which kind of like snaps into place this thing of like, shit, they're going into the sewers. And then he realizes what sewer line they're going to, and he's like, oh shit, they're going to where Jet is. And I'm assuming then you tell the rest, so you all do know where Sanguine and his friends are currently going.
I run.
Run where?
Yeah, we all start running, I guess.
Okay.
To the sewer.
Are you just running without any without any fucking care for staying hidden or not, or are you trying to stay hidden while running?
Okay.
I'm still invisible for now, so I guess I know that I still make sound while running, but I would like to imagine that it's at least with all the stepping, I can kind of. I feel like our footsteps would be covered very easily by the boom, 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 boom. You know, so.
So you're just
visually, and I think visually we're fine because we're invisible. So I'm just fucking sprinting.
So all four of you are just bolting at this point.
I mean,
I
if I
gotta-
go past that trace going, does it matter if I move at speed?
I'm gonna act like
no. Well, I mean, if pass without a trace doesn't necessarily matter for your movement speed. It's just like, do you want to? Pretty much, we're debating whether or not you're going to do an athletics or a stealth check.
Right.
So
I'm gonna act like I am
part of the
doing what the other demons do.
Sure. I would like everybody except for Jet to make an athletics check.
Okay. Athletics.
Athletics. What am I doing here?
I'm very bad at athletics. Can you roll a
Alright.
15 on the wall? No.
Clearly not. Shiloh also rolled a natural 20, by the way.
Ooh,
Hey.
very nice.
With even +5 though.
So you guys bolt, like you're just full on bolting back to the sewers, and you know the thing is, you know, Sanguine is having has sort of like a small army with him, so he is slowed down by the fact that he does need to make sure that everybody's coming with him. You guys are just going as fast as you can.
We're fucking
So you
getting
do
in there,
get
we're going
there,
back.
like, I'm not going to say a split second, but you do get there a little bit before Sanguine gets there. So you see kind of this, like, the hole that enters into the sewers. What are you doing?
Going down and yell to Jet, run and warn the others.
Jed, what have you
Yes.
been doing while this has all been going on?
I've been listening to see, like, I've been hearing sound. I've been trying to make a mental map of where everyone is going, like of the other entities, to see if there's a safe place
Okay.
or a safe route back.
I would like you to make a stealth check. You are allowed to make it with advantage because you're technically hidden within the sewage system.
I'll take it.
22? Cool.
Yes.
Because every now and again you do see like this one imp just like fly into the sewers and kind of starting to go. With your intelligence, you kind of just get the sense that they're just like bit by bit just like going through the sewage system at this point.
Okay.
At which point you see, at first it would be Sekura and Shiloh kind of like almost jumping down into the sewers.
Okay. Sakura, they are clearing out sewers.
We need to move now. Sanguine himself is coming right here.
Look, you go first. Go to the camp. Yeah, evacuate, I guess.
I'm just gonna take that advice and I'm gonna bolt back towards the safe house.
And I'm gonna cast invisibility on him so that he can like pass everyone, even if he meets someone.
Okay. I would like, from the group, I would like 3 different people to make 3 different checks. I would like 1 person to make a stealth check. I would like 1 person to make a survival check. And I would like 1 person to make an athletics check. Athletics to see how fast you're running towards this place. Stealth to see how easily they're kind of look like, how easily you can hide from everything in the sewage system right now. Survival to remember the way back.
I have a +3 on survival.
I would like to either do athletics or survival. Those, like, stealth is my worst one.
And I will say, because this is longer than an hour, that Pass Without a Trace would not go with the stealth check.
I'm not doing anything.
But it's still got a +11 to stealth, so I guess I'm the one doing that.
Yeah, I'll go for athletics then, and then Elvakri can go for survival.
What's Shiloh's?
Shiloh's athletics is a +6.
Oh yeah, so she can probably do athletics then. Probably would be better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Shiloh does athletics, Sekura does stealth. Who does survival?
Ryu, I guess.
I can do. Yeah, I have a +3 as well. It's the same as
a
the.
+3 also.
Yeah.
How about-
Or do I roll?
I'm doing that in this case.
I have 3 booster points.
Yeah, go for it then if you want to.
How about Ryu? How about Ryu? You roll the athletics check for Shiloh.
Sure. So I roll a d20 plus what?
6.
6.
Plus 6.
I
Oh,
use
yeet.
2 bullshit points.
Oh, beautiful. We're getting there at the speed of light. Sonic the Hedgehog over here.
14,
Copyrighted.
19, 26. That's right.
So Elvakri 14, Shiloh 26, and then Sekura, 19?
19.
19, okay. That's 2 out of 3 successes. So you start bolting, and it takes a little bit because you do have to, like, every now and again sneak around. But the big and important part is you're able to stay ahead of Sanguine. So after about, this would be probably more along lines, like the lines of like 2 hours of travel, you do find your way back to the diamond hideout. The way is shut at this current point in time, because during these 2 hours you still hear the constant
Shit.
Can someone just break the door up? It's not like we're gonna need to fucking use it anymore, right? Someone just smack it open.
Is it hidden or just shut?
It's hidden if you don't know where it is.
Oh,
Then just leave it shut.
yeah, fair. But how do we warn them?
Does someone
Can
have
we-
sendings?
I have, but don't have spell slots. Can
Oh.
we shove a note under the door?
Okay,
We
I'm
can
gonna
just go
ask something different. Is there
inside the door?
a tiny crack that we can like see through by any chance at all, or is it not there?
Make a perception check
Do we
with advantage.
Do we know how they opened it before when they led us here?
You remember that they used like a special coin to get in here.
Yes.
Okay, 23.
23. You've seen like on the other side they have like these small like arrow slits type deals to kind of just have a look.
Yeah.
So you'd be able to kind of like see through that. Yeah.
Cool. Can I vortex warp myself on the other side?
Yes.
All right, I would like to do that. I
You
would like
all-
to vortex on that.
From,
I would like to say, be right back. I'm gonna go warn everyone, and I just
how much
have like a
sound
little
does
lightning.
how much sound does your vortex warp make?
I don't know. Wait, let me just read the spell. Vortex.
If you manage to get inside, wouldn't you be able to open the door from the inside and let us in?
Probably.
Probably.
You magically twist space around another creature you can see within range. The target must make yada 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 unimportant. Or the target is teleported to an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range. The chosen space must be on the surface or in the liquid that can support the target without the target having to squeeze. But like, I'm not teleporting in the thing. Obviously, I'm teleporting behind it, but it would be room.
Okay.
It doesn't really says it make noise. It's just I just magically twist space around another creature.
Then I will say make a stealth check.
Heck. Can I first cast enhance ability on myself before I do that? Actually, no, because I need my. I think that's my last second. Oh no, actually, I can do that. I can first use enhance ability and then vortex warp.
Sure.
Can I do that?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm using 2 spell slots then. And I'm using dexterity obviously for my
I figured.
check. So,
Make a
Are
stealth
you
check.
gonna twin it and take someone with you?
yeah, but then I have to twin it again to get
Get
people
someone
back.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, so in case the door doesn't open or something, so I just want to. All right, advantage. Just flat roll. So 18.
18. Like a gust of wind, you disappear. There's a little bit of crackling of lightning, but it's fine.
Wonderful. Yes.
And
okay.
you teleport on the other side, and you do see like these two random diamonds that you've never really spoken to before. We're just like, ah! Oh god.
Oh yeah, no, you should be afraid. There's an army coming. Warn literally everyone. I'm not even kidding.
You legitimately see the two kind of like look at one another, look back at you,
Just push them forward.
they both
push
just
them
like
forward.
kind of go out. At which point, right, you actually do notice how the chief kind of like, hears the commotion in the room, kind of comes up. You, the fuck's going on?
Sanguine's army is coming through the sewers right now. We need to leave. Everyone needs to evacuate right now.
What the fuck did you people do?
Not a joke. Get everyone right now, and I would like to even like be really angry and like try and impose myself like above him to like make everyone do it right the fuck now.
You try, you fail at imposing yourself above him because he's a fucking bugbear. But other than that, he kind of like looks at you and is like,
I can be intimidating. I have expertise in it.
sure, but you're not taller than him. He just like looks at you. Fuck. Oi!
Fine.
Jackasses! Get your asses in gear and stop listening to the ceremony! We gotta move! And he kind of like starts going through the rooms one by one. Quicker than you would expect, actually, for someone his size.
Yeah.
As he kind of like goes from place to place. What are you doing other than that?
I'm gonna go to my room and get my fucking armor.
What did I miss?
Okay.
I'm gonna actually also. Do I know where Alvacri's room is and Shiloh's room?
Yes.
Could
Yes.
you let us in?
Oh yeah, can I open the door? Is
Let
there like
me
a lever, a button? Is there?
You go back, you see Wall kind of standing there, and at that point you do realize you can open the door from this side. I mean, it's not that difficult.
Yeah, okay, I open the door. I tell to Shiloh and Elvacri to get their armor first. To not forget that, very important. As I already like put myself on a little bit. Okay. Get a move on. Go.
Okay, so
Don't forget we close the door behind us.
First of all, I would like everybody, once again, to make a stealth check.
Wait, what?
Because at this point, you have opened a door within the sewers that are currently being very thoroughly investigated by a set of demons.
You don't have disadvantage, Valkyrie.
Charlo does.
Did she also not take off her armor?
Yeah, indeed.
Nope.
Charlo wouldn't have done that, pretty sure.
Yeah,
I
fair.
didn't take off my
To be
armor.
fair, it literally wouldn't have mattered. I rolled a 2 and a 3.
Oh, no.
Do I still need to make it as well, or?
Yes.
Because you
Then I'll just say that I opened the door before getting my armor, probably, because then at least I...
Sure.
And I
You
technically
also
still have
have
advantage on my
enhance
cat's
ability.
grace, so...
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh.
Nice.
Not even
Yeah.
a squeak on the door.
About that.
You had some WD-40 on you, and you sprayed that quickly first.
Right, what's
Some
the total?
850 or whatever it's called.
20.
20?
Yes, natural 20.
Okay. As you all sneak into this area, you do notice how footsteps are getting closer towards the door, but you're fast enough to kind of shut it. Not silently necessarily, because it is a big fucking door, but you're able to shut it. At which point you are all currently within the area. You can kind of try to get your stuff together, if you so please.
Yes, I would like to get my stuff from my room. Get chicken, obviously, you know.
Okay,
Important.
so at which point, the chief kind of like has gathered everybody around, like a bunch of them just with like backpacks. You do notice that like half, if not more of them are kind of, you know, if they weren't, you know, too scared to do so, they would be peeing their pants. And he's just like, all right, you all know the plan. There's 3 corridors. You have one through my area. You have one through Ferret's. You have one through Blueface's. Make sure that you follow the person that you were appointed to. You 5! What are you 5 doing?
Following?
Who?
Blueface.
I don't give a shit. Just make sure you figure it out. At which point, you hear...
They are attacking the door.
Does it seem like it's coming from the door?
It does.
Shit, okay.
How about we try to do this in a pleasant manner? Shall
How
we?
about we don't?
No.
You all of a sudden all hear how a voice kind of like booms out throughout the entirety of the hideout. I think I've been quite a benevolent ruler to you and your little friends in there for quite a while, so I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'm not too happy with the circumstances that have gone on in the last couple of days.
Good job.
Shit, did we do that?
It wasn't me.
Last time...
No, I don't say that.
Last time I checked, I didn't kill you. I didn't even kill a bunch of your friends. I just kept them as my friends, colleagues, co-workers. Some of them, of course, are currently serving a higher purpose. Pun intended. However, the important part is that you were allowed to keep the remnants of your pathetic little thing. Now, I've heard rumors that recently a small group of infractors has entered the city. And I have this weird, strange suspicion that they have something to do with the troubles that I've been having in the last couple of days. People of this city, I'm going to give you a very simple ultimatum. I am standing in front of this. I am standing in front of this door. I do personally really enjoy the symbol itself, and I like the touch with the coin. I know exactly where its weak spots are, how I can break it down, and how I can destroy every single one of you. So, would it maybe be an interesting suggestion to have only several die for the greater good of the rest of you?
Give us up and you live.
Send out
No.
this group of intruders who have entered this city unlawfully, give them to me, and I will let the rest of you run wherever you
fucking
wish.
Voldemort. This is Harry Potter all over again.
Last thing he's oh fuck, I have to give you a bullshit point for that. Just for that fucking laugh, and I know I don't like it. The last thing he says is, you have 5 minutes. If I have to break this door down, I will not stop until I've hunted down every single one of you. Because I'm not happy. I'm really not happy. At which point you sense that, like, right as his conversation stops, you also hear how the thumping of the foots, like, from the villagers immediately just stops. At which point, you all have heard this. You look around, and you see an entire diamond organization just looking at you. Some of them moving their hands to their daggers. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Oh, we are so fucked. Screwed. We're so screwed.
Okay. One more question before we leave. Like the 3 corridors that he mentioned, would we actually know of them? Because he never told us about the plan that he had for everyone except the 5 of us.
You would have heard the 3 locations where the corridors originate from. You wouldn't necessarily know where they are. But I think next session is going to be really interesting if you have to talk down a group of, 25, 30-ish people who are currently thinking,
Okay, there is one thing we have to do next session, and that is duct tape Jet.
Valkyrie shit at stealth missions, you're shit at talking, and we all know it.
And I'm really shit at stealth.
Oh, God.
Valkyrie just start off with summoning the Python. That will help.
You can certainly try.
But that's next session. Oh my God.
But anyway, we will leave the session there. We will see where this madness takes us next week. But until then, we will see you all next time. And I completely forgot to end this with that'll be a story for next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
PTSD intensifies.
Goodbye meant kind of more just then.